and icky, is the fact that distributors make more money from recruitment and the sales of those they recruit than from the products they sell directly. To succeed in the industry, sales reps must consistently recruit new distributors. This is sold as a flexible option for busy moms, but it can be very hard to succeed if you don't have a large network and firm resources to draw from. It's easy to overlook these factors because MLMs are everywhere, so they can't be that bad, right? I didn't think so. In fact, to my last days, I still defended and wanted to believe in what I had done, even though I felt immeasurable guilt and shame. It took me a long time to gather the guts to write this book, for fear of offending people I loved and still do. A part of me wanted to say it wasn't that bad, but if you keep listening, you'll probably disagree. After I left the world of MLM, I began to see it for what it was. I began to see that Rejuvenate and the many MLMs just like it employed specific methods to maintain control over people, just like cults. Stephen Hassan, former cult member and defector, describes this phenomenon in his dissertation as the BITE model, which stands for behavior, information, thought, and emotional control, which I will reference in greater detail in this book. Using these methods, MLMs not only promote a specific vision of feminism, patriotism, and capitalism, they also create a system of exploitation that leaves many women financially, emotionally, and morally bankrupt. During my time at Rejuvenate, I saw deep-rooted racism, classism, religious discrimination, anti-Semitism, bias, and cult behavior, which isn't surprising because MLMs work like most colonial structures. They recruit their members through social engagement, economic control, exploitation, and entrapment, creating a breeding ground for white violence in the absence of any economic, racial, or ethnic diversity. And if you decide to leave, exiting MLMs can feel akin to taking on the class bully in middle school, except the mean girls are all in their 30s and 40s, wielding luxury SUVs and Louis Vuitton Neverfulls. And once you do escape, the healing process can be overwhelming. Important note. Yes, I am a white chick talking about white supremacy. When I began writing this book, I didn't think it would contain much about white supremacy and racism because, as a white woman, I was naive to how those forces were at play in the work and culture of MLM life. I thought the book would just be a juicy story about my involvement, the realizations I had during my experience, and why I couldn't be involved anymore. And it is, but there is so much more. As I researched and interviewed former MLM members, I began to see just how insidious the culture was, and with the rise of QAnon and other conspiracy theories, I saw the links between the pseudoscience, white supremacy, and yes, racism that permeated MLM life. But I'm not an anti-racist educator, and I have no interest in making money from teaching white chicks how to be better white chicks. I've benefited from the privilege of being white, pretty, financially sound, and thin most of my life. I still do, and I likely always will. I'm not here to wag fingers or win the woke white Olympics. I'm a white chick who profited off a system that I believe exploits people, including other white women. Period. And I think it's our duty as humans to speak out about things that are unfair and unjust, even if they benefit us. Especially if they benefit us, because if the benefit is only for a few, the detriment is for many. Throughout the 2010s, MLMs took off through Instagram and influencers and the cult of suburban moms who were catapulted into guru status, such as, rhymes with Rachel Rawless, all because they knew how to use a filter and parrot personal development cliches. And I understand the allure because I was one of those moms. In some ways, I still am, as I find myself counting the social media likes and nitpicking my appearance in selfies just like anyone else. But during my time at Rejuvenate, I saw what those filters did to the women behind them, and I discovered the hard way what they did to me. Because somewhere between day one, when I signed the